of these lashes. They're like pushing up against. Hello. It is a Wednesday night. It's about like 6:20. I'm just getting ready for my first night shift. So I flew back from Sacramento today. I flew this morning and then I drove back from San Diego to Raleigh, and it was like the worst drive ever. It was raining, it was super windy, like where the mountain was. The fog was super thick. I could barely see anything. So yeah, it was just a really bad drive back down. And I tried to sleep when I got home, when I got back to the hotel around, I want to say like 1 o'clock. So hopefully the night isn't too bad. But it's my first night out of 8, so I'll have 8 straight nights. So here we go. I like really don't want to go to work, but these Mickey Mouse socks make me so happy. First 12-hour night shift done. It is 7:37. I just left the hospital. Good morning. It is about 1 o'clock and I just woke up after my first night shift. We were pretty busy last night. It was like a steady busy. So normally they run about 2 to 3 respiratory therapists at night, and last night we had 4. So we were pretty well staffed and it was still busy. I had all the overflow ICU patients, so I had about 10 ventilators, and then I had an admit from the ER, so 11. And all my patients were pretty critical, COVID positive patients. We spent a lot of the night proning patients and then flipping them back. And there were like 2 codes at the end of the shift, like around shift change. Yeah, and like for me, just getting acclimated to night shift is a task on its own. So I was pretty beat this morning when I got back to the hotel. Usually when I work night shift, I'll wake up midday and then go back to sleep like at 3 or something until I have to wake up to get ready for night shift. But my friend went and picked us up some lunch, so I'm just kind of waiting for her to get back so I can eat and then hopefully go back to sleep. I went and found housekeeping because I don't really want them to come in the room to clean. So I just tried to find her so I could get some toilet paper for the room. And yeah, I have 7 more nights to go. Hopefully tonight is a little easier with me, like, not being so sleepy, but who knows what tonight will bring. There'll be 3 of us tonight, not 4, so that's gonna be different. I'm pretty sure my assignment's gonna be different tonight too, so yep, 7 more nights to go. Pizza delivery. Not really, because there's no delivery here. Oh, shit's a burn.
That I have really planned is John wants to go to a shoe store. Oh my god, am I gonna be on the vlog? Hi, vloggers!
Ooh, looking like a snack, all skinny. Aloha, aloha.
Aloha. Please stay on.
Oh my god, I've been pulling my... Another day, another Mickey Mouse Disney socks. For this burrito place is crazy long. Like, I don't even think you can see it. Oh, Johnny's Burritos. Hello. This is probably the first time you guys are seeing this place. A lot of questions, I'm sure. Obviously, I am no longer in Brawley, and I wanted to update you what the current situation is. So lots and lots and lots have changed. It's taking me some time to like sit down and make this video, one, because there was just so much going on, and two, I really wanted to talk about what happened and how I felt and why I did the things that I did, because it was definitely a learning process, a lesson I learned as a traveler. Here's what happened. So I think the last thing I vlogged, I was about to go into work. It was like my third night shift maybe in Brawley, and the rental car I had a flat tire on the way to work. So it was like around 6:30 and it was in the middle of nowhere. It was pitch black. I was just done. And I know you're probably thinking like, it's just a flat tire, you can get it fixed. Well, back it up a little bit. Let me tell you where my mind was at the time and how I was feeling. So the hospital itself, I never had a problem with the hospital. I loved the people I worked with. I met some good friends who I still talk to right now. And the workload wasn't bad at all as far as COVID contracts go. So I had no problems with the hospital. It was everything else. And going into work that night, I already had so much on my mind. Like, I wasn't really sleeping. I was probably like comforting myself with eating like horrible foods there, because I couldn't sleep. I was just not happy. I never felt 100% safe in that hotel. And I'm sure some people are also thinking like, why didn't you just get a better hotel or switch hotels? So the problem with that was, basically if I had switched to a nicer hotel that cost a little bit more, I pretty much would not be making money during that contract. So the stipend that they had given us, they actually had lowered it a couple weeks before the assignment started and increased our hourly pay. And if you know anything about traveling, the taxes in California are crazy. And so basically whatever they did, it kind of screwed us over because we weren't making as much money as we thought we were going to be making. So long story short, basically if I had gotten another hotel, I just wasn't going to make money off of this assignment. And so with that, and also I've been renting a car, it just didn't make sense to me what I was doing. Like, what am I doing here? And I'm so unhappy, you know? I guess because I had been doing these COVID assignments all year last year, there are assignments where they pay for your hotel, they pay for your car, they take you to work. Like, you don't have to drive, you know? And it's not like I've never been in not the greatest area, you know? Like, I spent a month in South Texas where there was nothing there, and the hotel was great. I had that same feeling at the beginning where I felt a little off and like worried about where I was, but it ended up being fine. But here it was just like this constant fear. I don't know, I was just so scared. And if you're like me and you listen to like these podcasts about like true crime murder stuff, they always tell you to like trust your gut instinct, and I just did not feel safe. Like, something about this place just had me feeling some type of way, and I was just like, no. When my tire went flat with that rental car, it was like a sign from God, or just a sign inside. Like, I was just like, all right, I think this is it. Like, I really need to like address my concerns to my agency. So getting that car fixed was just a whole other story I don't even want to get into. Basically, it took forever to get the car fixed. And the thing with the rental car was, I couldn't even get another rental car. I had to drive the rental car to San Diego to get another car because there were no rental car agencies in Brawley. I can't tell you how stressed out I was. I was like, just stressed because I felt so stuck. Like, I couldn't go anywhere, nothing. Like, I was just stuck there and there was nothing I can do. So I told my agency how I was feeling, and they were like, okay, you know, we're gonna look into getting you into another location. And that was just a whole other thing too, because they were like, is it because you just want to be in Sacramento with Justin? Which I told them too. I was like, at this point, I don't even care. I was like, you can just send me somewhere else. I was like, that's not my concern. It's my safety at this point. And I had to address it to them because they were like, well, other people are making it work in this area, so you know, you should be able to make it work, basically. And I was just like, all right, but I'm telling you how I'm feeling, and this is my concern, and this is my experience. Like, it's totally different from somebody else's, but hey, this is how I'm feeling, you know? The last couple days that I was stuck in that hotel was the worst. And on top of that, The guy at the front desk at the hotel had my cell phone number. They were trying to put new fridges and microwaves into the room, so they would text us about stuff on the phone. Man, when I left that hotel, he was sending me creepy text messages after I left. Like, I miss you, come back. And I was like, oh my God. Like, I was like so glad that I had left. It was just like creepy feelings. I left Brawley, and I had put a request to change locations for this assignment. And basically, they were telling me that they couldn't change my location, because of the circumstances. So I ended up canceling the contract, which I have so many mixed feelings about it, but I feel like at the end I made the right decision for myself and for my safety and my well-being. So I definitely learned from that assignment was, one, from now on I'm going to make sure any change to the contract, I look it up, make sure it makes sense for the location I'm going to. Financially it makes sense, because this one definitely did not make sense for me. And two is to always trust my gut instinct, because no amount of money is worth not feeling sane or something that's gonna mess with your mental health, because I was definitely not happy there. And I didn't even realize how unhappy I was until I left. So unfortunately I had to cancel that contract, but fortunately I started a new contract this week and I am in Sacramento. Yes, so that's where we are now. So after Brawley, I had traveled back to Sacramento to visit Justin and just kind of figure out what was gonna happen. And he had already had a trip planned to Dallas to go home for a couple days. And so that's a PSA, okay guys? So I think you've probably noticed in the first couple vlogs, Justin has been wearing the same clothes over and over, the same sweater, because basically when we first came to California, we were gonna transport my car to California and we had put like a bunch of bins, basically a lot of our stuff in the car because they were gonna transport it over. He only brought one sweater when he came to California. So that orange sweater, he don't have like a kickback with it. That was like the only sweater he had. So he wanted to go home to reassess his packing and everything. So I went home too. And it actually turned out to be pretty great. It was my mom's birthday. So we got to surprise my family for a little bit. I went home to regroup, signed for another contract to work in Sacramento for 8 weeks. Justin left before I went back to California because he had to go back to work, and I just spent time at home. I got my nails done, I got a massage because the spas are not open here in California. So, and then I flew back to Sacramento about a week ago and just prepping for the new job. So yeah, I feel so much better about this. I feel like this is a much better situation for me. I think above everything else, the number one thing I learned was just to remember your worth and know what you bring to the situation, and not only be compensated for it, but don't live in a situation that you're not comfortable with. Like, no amount of money is worth sacrificing that. So yeah, like a few clips left of like when I went home. Even after I went home, I was able to stop in LA and visit one of my good friends there, and then made my way back to Sacramento. So you'll see that. So yeah, I hope my little story kind of helps you if you plan on traveling or are traveling and you might find yourself in this situation. I think that's all I want to say.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
Poor guy, always waiting out in the cold for our ice cream.
15 minutes later.
I know, I was like, what the heck?